Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of SmackDown Review, Unpopular Edition. Oh, wow, I messed that all up. Unpopular Review, SmackDown Edition. I'm one of your hosts, Bad Guy Jack. And this is the beauty of having, people to help you out as you do the show. But I'm not alone. As always, I have a tag team partner for this edition of SmackDown. One of my partners for this evening is Evil Dose. The evil is, he's just double the evil.
That's right. Evil Dose, the Malachi of the Darker Order Tartarus is here. Watch SmackDown. I think I was doing some penance for most of the show. But yeah, coming to you from the Tropicana Field in Tampa, as far as you know, the brand new Thunderdome right above Tartarus. So we've got the info for you. Hang on, but we're also Trios champions.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, that's right. We got someone else here.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, man? It's your man Steamin' Willie Beeman. We bringing y'all the SmackDown Review edition of UPR Review Show, man. I'm joined by Evil Dose, the Malachi, my man Bad Guy Jack, the prettiest dude in UPR, no homo pause. You know. Y'all on with the Trios champions, man. The best three-man team in the UPR universe. You know what we talking about? So we about to bring y'all this SmackDown review, man. Hope sure y'all enjoy it and tune in, man. Y'all dealing with not the best of both worlds, but the best of all three worlds. Let's rock and roll.
Hey, see, I love that introduction. Once again, thank you guys for joining me tonight, and thank you for that beautiful introduction because, I'm not gonna lie, water and face wash really gets the face clear. So
you're glowing, brother. You're glowing, brother. You're glowing. You're glowing. And I can't. And Evil Dose, your skincare regimen is looking mighty fine too, man. You know.
Yeah, very complicated exfoliations.
Hey, man.
It's hard being beautiful, man. It's really hard being beautiful. I think gentlemen already know that.
You got to exfoliate with the eucalyptus.
Brimstone and lava is very good for your pores.
Oh yeah. See, we giving y'all skincare tips and everything, all right?
We talk wrestling and we talk skincare, man. Like, hey, listen, you guys know you guys are kings. You know you gotta take care of yourself, man. And there's no other way of doing that than taking care of your skin. That's the first step.
Look, you can't see me in the wall. The only person whiter than me is the only person higher than me, Lucifer, the bright one. I'm the whitest man alive. Look at this.
At least you're not walking around looking like a jar mayonnaise.
Oh, that's right, but only on the outside, my man. Only on the outside.
Gentlemen, what do you guys think of? We were all just shooting the crap before we went live. But what did you guys think of SmackDown, man? What did you guys think of it?
Since I'm a guest, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead, you take the lead.
Started slow, stayed slow through most of it, but ended strong.
And I will concur with that. From the kickoff, from the start of the show, to the end. I'll give it a solid B tonight. I really will. I'll give it a solid B tonight. For it to be, I guess, the show to start kicking off not to start kicking off, but to further the TLC storylines. It was okay. It was.
I didn't mean to. I didn't want to interrupt, but I was actually impressed. Not impressed, but I was surprised. Like TLC is next week. I didn't even realize it was that close up. Like, yeah, it was really. They were talking, and like you said, Evil Dose. Like, they're not even in the Amway Center anymore. They're at the Tropical. What was it? Tropical. Yeah, like they're in a whole nother arena now, and matter of fact, let's get into the introduction of SmackDown. Let's talk about the very we got what's up, family? What's up?
What's up, Zoli? Welcome to the show.
Zoli! Yes, yes.
On YouTube.
Yes, we got a YouTube comment. But let's talk about the introduction of SmackDown. I mean, they're in the Tropical Center, and we have the Tropicana. There we go.
Like the orange juice, my man.
I was say, think of the orange juice, no pop.
Think of the orange juice. Matter of fact, they have a Tropicana in New Jersey. That was like one of the first. I don't want to say hotels, but like that's one of the first places I ever went to when I went to Jersey. So like I should remember that Tropicana.
Sure.
So Tropicana.
Did Ricardo play the Tropicana?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that was some strong ululation.
I'll be hanging with my Latinos on Cinco de Mayo, so I got that down pat.
You can be a belly dancer with that.
Oh, move your belly like a snake. It's like anyway. But anyway,
get your heels. Ding 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 ding. Maybe we should get to it. I have to tell you right now, we're more entertaining the first 90 minutes of SmackDown was.
Hey, Charmaine.
So yes, we know we got Sasha Banks and Carmella. They're gonna have a contract signing, which reveals Sasha comes out, she looks fabulous, and and as she comes out, she realized that there's no contract in this envelope. Yes, he's on every show now, Ricky.
Every show, man.
He's there.
Hold on, I
got hostile takeover. I'm the new franchise.
I got to address.
You are the franchise. I agree. I'm trying to learn from you.
Ricky commenting, and he not angry. He not angry emoji in the video, so I gotta give him props for that. Big up, Ricky.
Peace. Good hearing from you, Ricky. Love you, babe.
We know y'all seen us on Wednesday. Y'all getting a double dose of us on Friday. Anyway, we got the
absolutely. I think Evil Dose are the best. We are the trio champion. I mean, I don't have a belt yet, so I'm waiting for mine to be mailed in. Maybe I should have had day one shipping, but I just don't make that kind of money. So
don't worry. We hired the guy who did the TNT championship. They're putting final touches on
it. So instead of it being gold, it's going to be silver, right?
No, you're going to get the final one. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Say no more.
In the building.
I'm saying this right here, right now, bad guy. Since you don't have a belt, in my collection of titles, I have over 18. So. From Universal, both red, black, blue Universal titles, SmackDown tag team belts, Raw tag.
So you a Hall of Famer. You a Hall of Famer.
Got the WCW USA title. I got the
that's such
USA title. I got two Intercontinental titles.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, you need to get rid of Steaming Willie, and you are now belt collector, Demon.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you should be like belt collecting. Yes.
Oh, you know what? That's gonna be my new name. Belt collector.
Why is Omega always taking your gimmicks?
When
hey, American Dream Real Estate. Hey,
America, never been lower. Refinance now, and reverse mortgages are not going to take your household, folks.
Yeah, that's great.
I've been in my house 5 years and haven't refinanced it yet.
Is this was that a paid sponsor, American Dream Real Estate? No?
Yeah,
I did it on yesterday because I did a entertainment show, which you can watch on the archives. I remember seeing that exact one, but he keeps coming back. So apparently,
good.
Yeah, maybe he keep coming back.
Is he a real estate agent or is he a realtor? Is he part of the National Association of Realtors?
Well, guess what? Anyway, because I think Ben is on my homeowner and shit. That's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest fucked up things. American dream. You work all hard, take a 30-year mortgage out, then after you pay it off, you die.
Where's the Hall of Fame for top fans? Asking for a friend, huh?
Well, it's not you, Elvis. Charmaine is in the Hall of Fame of a guest.
As Cody said to Taz, we'll run him up the flagpole.
I'm hearing for some reason I'm hearing the executive consultant in my ear. I just feel him saying, "Get to the goddamn show." So,
say no more. Yeah, I felt someone yelling in my ear, but I wasn't sure who it was because everyone yells at me. So you have the Sasha Banks Carmella contract signing. Once again, there's no contract in the folder when Sasha wants to check it out, and you see Carmella. She sits there and say, "You didn't think." She was sitting there saying like, I have it. I'm 2 steps ahead of you. She signs the contract, gives it to some busboy. Busboy comes to the ring.
Whoa. It's her sommelier.
Oh, there's an exact word for this. Okay.
Sommelier.
But a sommelier is a wine expert. He or she would be an expert on pairing wines with the proper foods and dishes.
Matter of fact, and they do like this when they do it.
That's right. And they never, ever
swallow.
Recommend Sutter Home. But yeah, that's a sommelier.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. As you said that, I just got to put this over. Like Sutter Home Moscato, it's wonderful. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there. But carry on.
I'm drinking Sutter Home Pinot Grigio. But
Sutter Home
fancy.
Moscato. Moscato's Italian, for God's sake. Use an Italian house. Never mind.
Can we ask?
We're gonna talk after the show. We're gonna talk after the show. But carry on.
Can
You
we
guys.
Can I ask you guys this?
Sure.
What do we feel like Carmella has done to deserve a title shot other than just coming back from a better boob job?
She did.
That's
You want to go away?
That's the deal maker for me.
I think it's more poor WWE booking.
No. It's definitely poor booking, but I guess what she's done is she's watched WWE for the past 3 years and realized if you attack the champion from behind, you get a title shot. So I guess she's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit here and say this: like, what have she done? No, she hasn't done anything to actually earn a title shot. But I think also too, I look like who on that women's. You can sit here and say, what has Carmella done? And I agree. I agree to that. But who on this women's roster, besides Bayley, who else? And you can't rush Bianca Belair. I don't think you rush her. That's someone you take time with her. But do you put Billie Kay? No. Do you put Natalya? No. I just think like she was like, and I can get why people would laugh at me as I say this, but she's more of the fresh face.
I understand that. I mean, I just, everybody gives WWE so much kudos for their women's division and how they, I guess, book them and the road that the women's division been on since the pandemic. And I just wanted to stick a fork in that because it's only been the same like 4 or 5 women. Whether it's Asuka, whether it's Shayna Baszler and Nia with the tag belts, or then you got Sasha and Bayley with the SmackDown tag. I just think they need to bring some more stars up, women stars up, and do something more better with the division. But anyway, it was a typical. I'll take it back to like I ain't gonna go attitude era. I go ruthless aggression era contract signing with a melee happening in the ring or whatever. So it was okay I didn't like it starting the show off, but it was all right.
It was. You're right. It was. I mean, their joint back and forth from the screen to the table was rote. Adam Pearce. He wasn't particularly entertaining. He's done better work, but I did like when Sasha beat up the sommelier. That was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, no, she beat the crap out of him.
Now
I wrote down Sasha beats up the poor schlub.
Now I'm all for equal. I'm all for equal opportunity, and I mean equal opportunity and ass whoopings given too. So
absolutely.
Why is it okay for a woman to put her hands on a man, but it's not okay for her if he would have suplexed her ass or something? It would have been a problem.
She beat him up.
I know. Now if it was the other way around, it'd be so much goddamn hoopla on the net.
I think you know what I think. I think WWE plays it safe because. And I'm going to go back to, matter of fact, an interesting point I remember listening to something, and they were talking about Jake the Snake. I think he had this feud with, Macho Man, and for the reason he slapped Miss Elizabeth. That
was during the Snake incident. I already know what you're doing. And he really didn't smack her. Because if you're talking about at the before the little wedding situation happened when the Snake came out and bit Macho Man at the wedding, if you're talking about on Saturday Superstars, he didn't hit Miss Elizabeth. It was more of a push, like kinda, and it was like more of a get off me while he's on Randy. She comes behind him. And he just thresh, like he don't even throw his arm back. It's more of a get off me type thing. So,
listen, I think in the wake of the speaking out controversy, WWE plays it safe. They are the only publicly traded wrestling company. So, I don't think they've made any secrets about it. They've said there won't be intergender wrestling, or when there is, it's going to be woman versus woman, man versus the man. They're not going to do any Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard stuff, and that's just the way it is.
And to piggyback on it, because I do believe that. I don't think they're going to do the same things that they did 20 years ago. Because I used that as an example, but I think about when I was growing up as a wrestling fan, and I think about the Attitude Era. I remember times where, granted, every now and then Stephanie would get hers. Like, rather she got rock bottoms, people elbow, pedigree.
China
China,
used to.
but China was
Get,
a whole nother. But I think China
she's
was a
still
whole nother.
she's
Mhm.
still a woman. Her testosterone, I mean, her estrogen
Fair enough.
levels and all that.
Was
Fair
that
enough.
ever proven? No, I'm stopping. I mean, you didn't see Shaq slap Brandy on Wednesday either. I mean, this is the world
I,
we're in. You know,
mhm.
it's entertainment fiction, but the fans really can't distinguish entirely, and that's part of the game. They want you to believe it, so it's not like watching John Wick, where if there's a female assassin, John Wick's going to kick her ass too. It's not the same. So
Speaking of, yeah, John Wick is actually an interesting comparison because didn't this guy he walked through the park and he killed everybody? There was like 100. I'm sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there. I just thought
John Wick is one of the best action heroes we had in years.
let me tell
I'm
you
hearing.
something. I'm going to blow the entire audience's mind because John Wick, all of the movies, all they are is a sequel to the first Matrix. Neo is a batter, and he's dreaming that he is a hitman. That's his fantasy. That's
What
how
we do. What we do. We got the Matrix 4 coming, 2021. So
I know. And they originally were going to drop both those movies on the same day just to
Maybe.
fuck with us because it's a dream. That's why it's always raining. It's always dark. That's why nobody ever uses a gun from a distance, only close up. And there's assassins everywhere. Everywhere. The streets are brimming with assassins. So
and
think about it and try to.
can we say John Wick had the best homeless community ever?
Yeah, the king of the underground.
But all right, let's get back to the show, guys. Hold on, man.
What show?
Hold on, before I say that,
What show?
we bought out Mr. Liv, so I want to give rest in peace to Miss Elizabeth. But
Absolutely,
I gotta give a rest in peace shout out. And if y'all too young to know this, the viewers, and I'm not talking to you seasoned vets right there, but if guys,
I know who this is a shot at, but I go on.
So I gotta do it, man, because my man was just the beast. Hogan. Rest in peace to Zeus, man. Tiny Zeus Lester. Man, if y'all don't know him, he started on Hulk Hogan and No Holds Barred.
No Holds Barred, yes.
I think it was 88 or 89 movie. Frat, he's known for his iconic character, Debo, in the Friday movies franchise. And I just wanted to say, man, just give him just a rest in peace shout out, even though his wrestling stint was short. You know, he still loved the business. He always showed respect to the business.
Yeah, so, wrestling related. He's absolutely wrestling related.
So
he definitely. I wanted to throw this out here because I remember the first time I saw that. I don't know how old I was. I might have been in my teens, but I remember being excited because it was a wrestling movie, and I remember
you
seeing
No Holds Barred when you was a teen.
Yeah, I was like a teen or something because I love wrestling. Like I think once you're a wrestling fan, you just don't leave. You know what I mean?
Jack, how old are you?
I'm 32.
So you're 4 years younger than me.
Yeah, so I forget.
I remember No Holds Barred when it first came out. Like literally, like mom.
No, that's dope. That's cool.
Like rip him. Like he
was ripped. Right. He wasn't Hulk Hogan. He was
and
ripped.
That's the first time we seen Hogan change the color of the belt, even though it was in a movie. That's the first time we seen the Eagle belt with a different leather strap.
What color was it? I forget, but what color was
it? It was blue and white. It was blue and white. It was like a baby blue, and then he had the white one in one of the scenes before him and Zeus fought. Like they was doing like a promo. And matter of fact, when Hogan was on the bike, my man had the white. He had the white leather strap on the Eagle belt. Oh, so, I got the Warrior turquoise Eagle strap too.
Oh, that's cool.
I just copped that a couple weeks ago online, and it got a signature on it.
I was gonna say, like, I remember that movie, and maybe because I remember this because I've seen it enough on the internet where this scene where he sit here and say, and granted, Zeus wasn't in this scene, but Hogan lifts somebody up and he says, "What's that smell?" Dookie. Dookie. Yeah, that movie was so cheesy, but I think it fit the time period. I mean, you guys are a little bit older than me. So like, would you guys say that movie was just a fitting of that time?
At the time, well, go ahead, Jeff. I'll let you.
I mean, it was not considered great cinema at the time. It was the movie equivalent of Thunder in Paradise.
No, hold on. Come on, Thunder in Paradise was my show.
What's that?
I love Thunder in Paradise.
Well, Baywatch with wrestlers.
No, like I like watching my man on that boat, and then when Sting was his enemy on the drink, and oh man,
didn't he and we're gonna get ready to go for a commercial break, but just before we go, did he face Vader or was that Baywatch?
That was Baywatch.
Okay.
That was Baywatch.
I remember he fought Vader, and I don't know if Ric Flair was in it or something.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
Was it Kevin Sullivan too?
Kevin Sullivan, but also Fat Mr. T.
Yeah, sure was.
Mr. T was in that?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It was definitely.
That is great. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you're enjoying this as we talk SmackDown and Thunder in Paradise and Baywatch. So
hold on, time out. I just seen these comments. Hey,
go ahead. You want to take it?
I just seen this comment. Hey, Charmaine, we gonna get the SmackDown, and no, you're not being rude, but guess what?
No, you're not being rude, darling.
We are the faces that run this place.
Whoa.
So
she was 38.
Okay. So, keep sending your CV, Charmaine. Keep sending your CV.
So
that's absolutely.
Why, being as though you're a Hall of Fame.
You are. She is a Hall of Fame.
Definitely give you a pass because you did beat one of the hosts' ass in a promo battle. So I definitely give you that.
So tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get back to SmackDown, but we had to go to a commercial break. So please stay tuned.
One character that we've all been brought up at one time or another during this episode, and that's going to be for our guy Ted, aka Stephen Pena. So if I had to recast him, I was thinking this man right here. If it wasn't for this character's Christian values, I feel like he would make a great Ted, and I almost feel like they based this character off of this character. Which is Ned. Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
You can see it. We all can see it here.
You know what though? I don't see Ned Flanders trying to take somebody's wife.
That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for his Christian values, this would be Ned and Ted, one and the same.
You know who? It could be Quagmire.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. But the look, it was something about the look. They look the same. But yeah, that's the end of my recasting, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, not only do we talk wrestling, but we talk entertainment. And just yesterday, they talked Jingle All the Way, which was a great movie. I just almost feel like if you didn't like it, you just don't like. Wait, but why is everyone looking at me like?
Sinbad was the star of that movie.
Oh yeah, no, of course, absolutely.
I got a bomb. It's a bomb.
Oh yeah,
blow everything up. Now, hold on. Yeah. I want to shout out the entertainment crew, but I want to say that the entertainment crew is a little. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but I'm gonna say they're a little prejudiced because they don't be letting us join. And when certain people want to join, I guess because it's their thing. But I want to do a goddamn review on the goddamn Green Ranger saga and the executive.
Hey, hold on. Wait, I think we can say this on air. I don't know when, but that's going to be a project of ours because I do want to talk about the Green Ranger. I think he's an asshole, but I do want to talk about the Green Ranger. Yeah.
If you wasn't a comic book fan and you already knew about Thanos and Galactus and all that, guess what? Green Ranger.
I'm not gonna lie. I only know this stuff because of YouTube. I'm a false comic book fan, but I love nerd culture.
Green Ranger was the first Thanos. He beat the Rangers' ass for a whole week straight.
I'm sorry, I can't hear about the Power Rangers.
Oh, hold on. See,
well, let me. I
just can't do it.
Hold on.
Wait. I gotta give you a timeout. You said the first Thanos was the Green Ranger, right?
I mean, if you,
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you because my mother whooped my ass for a week. So my mother was the first Thanos.
Hey, hold on, bad guy Jack. That's something else we have in common. Yo, my mom was a serial ass whooper. Not to be abused. I'm not saying she was abusive.
No. Absolutely.
She was like, my mother kept whooping my ass. Like, even though I lost my mom at 13, her teachers kept like just thinking of her ass whoopings kept me from ever being locked up.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. Like, and let's give a big shout out to the mamas out there. I mean they kept us on point.
Yes, they did. Especially if some way or another.
Speaking of keeping on point, let's get to the
back to
second segment on SmackDown.
Sorry,
Absolutely. No.
Hey, you know what,
And
guys?
Jeff is right.
That's something we always do a little bit, but guess what? That's just the way we fucking flow.
Yeah. So Calla Braxton, she's talking with the Street Profit, and I mean, she pretty much asks him like, "Hey, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler thinks y'all are jokes," and they point out like, "No, we're not jokes, and we're gonna beat them," and generic babyface promo. I don't know. Do you guys want to dissect into this, or do we want to get to? Because I honestly thought Dolph Ziggler and Montez Ford was actually going to be a really good match. I was actually surprised with the outcome, but I do want to sit here and say because my thing with Dolph Ziggler is the way that they have booked him consistently. He's always lost. I mean, maybe he's won matches, and I just haven't. I haven't picked up on his wins like that, but it just seemed like he's always going to lose. But I was surprised on the outcome. But do you guys want any dissect? You guys want to dissect the segment and the match?
Well, now, as far as the segment, I felt like I guess it's just something to give the Street Profits something to do because if I'm not mistaken, I think once they switched brands and everything, because I don't know why I thought Robert Roode and Dolph was on Raw. I don't know why I thought that because they end up fighting New Day when the New Day crossed brands and the tag team switched brands. So I'm a little lost with this feud with them and the Street Profits and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Now, as far as Dolph, I just think he's been comfortable being one of the highest paid stars, and he accepts his role because when he was at his peak, he must have pissed somebody off in the back room area as far as Triple H or somebody to where because for him to be as great as a performer as he is
great.
Everybody else keep getting significant or better title runs and things like that. I only have to assume it's because of locker room politics. I really thought this match should have been way better with Montez Ford and Dolph, but you can tell that they got the script for the match probably an hour before the show started. So I really think that, hey, Elvis, fuck you. My 49ers. Don't disrespect my fucking 49ers like that. Anyway, I really think that this match could have been better, but like I said, I think they got the script for the match probably an hour before the show started.
I gotta talk about this.
What do you go ahead, Eva?
Lame face promo. This was a lame heel promo.
It was.
The only thing that came of it is apparently the team of Ziggler and Roode is called. Well, Roode got his first name back, so Robert Roode. They are the two aces or something stupid like that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
This match was nothing. In the middle of the match, for no apparent reason, the Street Profits music comes on and the solo cups come down from the air, and we break the commercial. At that moment in time, I looked on Twitter, and WWE is tweeting that we had a solo cup party in the middle of the ring, and I went like Karen. I tweeted them back, and I'm like, I would like to know who thought that was entertaining. That was really dumb. I'd like to speak to your manager. so I'm waiting for a response. Anyway, Ford was winning the match. I see. And then Ford decides to waste a lot of time for no apparent reason. And I guess Big E was watching him because he did the same thing a little bit later. And in that time, Roode decides to attack Dawkins from behind. That distracts Ford again. And Dolph takes advantage, super kicks him, gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Do the two aces have the Street Profits number? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, all I can say about Dolph Ziggler is the only thing that's funny is he said that I'm not a poor man's HBK because I'm rich as hell. Aside from that, and every time he straightens his hair, all I can think about is that he's a girl from the 80s. And I feel about Dolph Ziggler the way I feel about the Power Rangers. I want to talk about it.
That means when we do this project, you're not going to watch us. I feel you, brother.
Quick question.
I will not be on the show.
Quick question.
I'll do like a Mystery Science Theater thing on my shadow will be here, and I'll be mocking you.
Quick question. How long do you guys think it's going to be before they break the Street Profits up?
I think they should give that some time. Like,
I think
honestly,
we're going to get it 2022. I don't think we're
that sounds about right. Yeah, 2022.
I mean, and the way, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Evil Dose, but like the way that WWE break up tag teams, it might be even 2021. I don't have it I would say mid. And if they do break them up, I think Montez Ford, like, I was actually looking kind of forward to this match between Montez Ford and Dolph Ziggler because I do think Dolph Ziggler is good. It's just that they've booked him as a loser. But Montez Ford is really, really good. Like, and maybe when I say really, really good, I look at his athletic, how athletic
No,
he is.
Montez, like what people don't understand is, and I hate to cut you off. I'm sorry, bad guy.
No, you could, you could, Steven.
This is what I've been noticing, and I had this talk with somebody in another group today. You know, we do a lot of talking about, you know, and I hate to go there, but we talk about, you know, it being a good old boys business, and if you don't have the complexion for the protection, then you know you get lost in the sauce and things like that. So what I was saying in the other group, we're having an influx of minority talent in the business all over. And the Bianca Belairs, like I really see Montez Ford in the next. I'll give it 5 because until like Vince finally like let the reins go and really give it to Triple H as far as creative wise. Like because that's what's happening now, and in sports across the period, minorities are having more of a presence. The youth are getting into it more, like things like that. So, do I see? I see in the future. I give it 5 to 7 years where Montez got one strap, Bianca got a strap, and I think that's how you break the Street Profits up with Bianca telling them.
My feelings are that they may break them up, but you ask when should they break them up? I think it should be like the Rock and Roll Express, that they never break them up, or maybe just for short periods. I have no issue with Montez and Bianca being the power couple with top titles, but pair Dawkins with someone else and still.
See, that's what that was going to be my next question. I'm sorry, Jeff. I mean, Evil Ghost, but that's where I was going with it. Like, if you don't break them up with a feud, like, I don't see enough in Chet and Dawkins to where you either got to put them with somebody or you have to have them do a Stevie Ray and Booker T kind of beef, because I don't really see nothing in Chad outside of him being with Montez.
I don't know. Well, that may be true, but I actually sort of like Dawkins more than I like Montez personality-wise. In the ring, there's no contest, but I don't know. Aside from saying "fam" every 3 words, I actually find I think that Dawkins to me, I mean Ford to me, is a lot like Ortiz in AEW. They overact. It's too cartoony for me. Dawkins, while he's corny in his own way, it's not cartoony. So he actually, I like. He's like more of the base
straight man. I would say straight man.
Well, see, let me say this though. Like, far as Dawkins, me looking at somebody who look like me on TV, it comes off that he's doing a stereotypical thing. Now, no, they're not Crime Time with the yo-yo-yo-yos and all that, but like that whole fam thing and all that, like, we don't say that.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like they're pigeonholed in a way?
I mean, the whole tag division in WWE outside of NXT is like that. So. I mean, so I guess yeah and no to your question. You know what I'm saying? But
no, because I was gonna say Montez Ford, like, and I was actually interested on what you said, Jeff, because you said like you like Dawkins a lot, or you feel like he's more of the like I said, the straight man. I think what I look at Montez is that how athletic he is. Like, I love that. I think he has easily. And everyone practically does the frog splash at this point. Like, pretty much everyone does the frog splash. Guess what?
Montez got the best frog splash.
Oh my God! Like,
and without compare, and the only reason why I'll say, well, no, but he's top 2 because a lot of people don't remember Cruiserweight Eddie and Eddie over in New Japan.
Let me tell you something, and you know what? I'll check those guys out. I'll check out that version of Eddie. I'll definitely, because like I
watched Eddie do a frog splash all the way across the fucking ring, like how, like, and I'm talking like literally, like the opponent was, let's say if Eddie's in the left bottom corner. It was that,
and he would fly close to the right. Yeah, no, I get what you're
saying. But Montez is not on 12 pounds of cocaine, which is rocket booster.
Hey, you know what? Hold on, time out. You know what, Jeff? That's crazy that you say that, because I be looking at his eyes sometimes, And when you see those eyes go and those pupils are dilated, I'd be like, yo, either he's on some MDA or he done did a couple lines because he be having that Lawrence Taylor look in his eyes sometimes.
I was gonna say because I've always felt like, and I did a poll one time on Instagram about RVD and Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero had a really good frog splash, very underrated, if you will. But RVD, I always liked his frog splash because it looked like he got a lot more height when he did it. And I think Montez is almost like a freak of nature. I think it was like last year Survivor Series. He did one, and he literally the way he turned his body was crazy.
Oh, when he turned it around, when he flipped it, he went.
Yeah, I think Montez,
he flipped it.
Montez Ford is an athletic freak of nature. There's no denying that.
Absolutely.
I have no criticism about his athleticism. I just think that his
character
overacts too much and does the warrior thing, and he doesn't do the dumb baby face thing, except he does the waste time baby face thing, which, well, I guess that's sort of a dumb baby face.
Do you understand why he paid homage to Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah, I understand why, but
I'm interested. Wait, educate me, guys. Why does he do that? I mean, we're talking about shaking the ropes, right?
Yeah.
No, explain.
He actually got to meet Warrior the night of his famous speech when he came back.
Oh,
and he actually got to tell Ultimate Warrior, like, I really, you've been my favorite wrestler. Like, I didn't care the untold story about the Ultimate Warrior and that. Like, I really loved you.
Wow.
And
really?
And you know, Warrior was known to be, and like I said, outside of Sting, Warrior was my favorite wrestler, even though he couldn't wrestle worth shit. But just the nostalgia, like he's known to be a homophobe and a racist to an extent. So like to see him acknowledge Montez and really show him love, like that's why I love when I see Montez shake those ropes, because I know the meaning behind it.
Montez is an adult. He knows darn well that the Warrior was just acting at the time. The Warrior was the Warrior.
Oh no!
Let's not try and cover over what he what he felt in his heart. It was pretty clear. And that whole finding Christ before dying thing, fuck that.
I mean, the same thing you could say is that same thing for a lot of people in the industry. Like,
of course, in the world, but Montez Ford giving an homage, I could understand if he's a 10-year-old kid or a 17-year kid, but he's probably a late 20-year-old man. He knows better now. I mean, enough.
But that's just like people giving.
You know what? You want to give homage? Pay homage to Butch Reed or Ron Simmons. You know, to Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Iceman King Parsons.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
But see the big clip.
Kamala who just died. Give him the slap.
How many of those stars were on that level? Like, we never seen Hogan really not even job to anybody, but like Hogan never really put nobody over.
I don't care. That's not the point to me. I mean, I understand he was starstruck.
Listen to me, because I was just this hurt when I heard the shit that Hogan said, and I hated Booker T for it, that he kind of condoned it, and Mark Henry. But then when I witnessed Booker T on his podcast, and even though Booker T and Uncle Tom and all that, but I had to go back to that time frame when Hogan trying to get his daughter a record deal and stuff like that. Hogan was around a bunch of black people.
Well, we know. So we all heard what he said.
So now, and hold on, let me say this right here. This is my views and my views alone. That don't reflect nothing of the unpopular review brand or like brand or anything.
Disclaimer. DC.
But guess what? I don't want my daughter taking no big black nigga dick.
Okay. Where's the delay button?
Oh boy. So I was not prepared for that. But with that all said, Dolph Ziggler does get the win over Montez Ford. Cole says that's the biggest win he ever got. He beats him with a super kick. I'm actually surprised at this outcome, but to move further on, Sami Zayn, he's apparently upset because after the match, you got Sami Zayn. He's upset that.
Well, don't skip the Reigns tweet. They put that tweet on there for 30 seconds on the screen. The fear is.
I might have missed this. Please help me out here, Evil Dose. What was the tweet?
It was a response to Kevin Owens that don't get involved with the family. I know what's right for the family. Hey, Marissa. But it ended with fear is a great motivator. Okay, now on to
absolutely. Thank you for that part. Total thank you for that because I caught the part with Sami Zayn. I said she. Oh my God, Sami Zayn. He's upset about not having any merch. He's upset.
Pronouns are negotiable these days.
and like, let's be honest. Like, who wants to buy Sami Zayn's merch? Like, I want to give him credit for this little action run with how he's managed.
I think Sami. It's funny because, like, to me, I feel like Sami been. I think when he first turned heel, I was kind of concerned. And what has it been, like 2-3 years at this point? But when he first turned heel, I was kind of concerned because I was like, I don't know. He's been killing as a babyface. He seemed like he was more of a babyface. I've always heard this story about. I've always heard the story about. Oh God. No, the Dragon. Ricky Steamboat. He wanted to be a heel, but they were like, nah, you're.
It was Dusty. It was Dusty.
Right, and thank you for that because like I've always heard people were like nah. So like when certain people turn heel, I'm like I don't know. Like Bayley was a great baby face in NXT, right? Mm-hmm. And when they turned her heel, I was a little concerned. I was like, I don't know, but she's been doing a great job. I gotta say that, and we'll get to Bayley later on tonight. But I was concerned about Sami, but Sami been killing it. Sami, and when I see Sami and I hear his Doug Funny music, I just sit here and go like, no, this guy is like. I've
been doing some research though on the question you asked. You said who's interested in Sami Zayn merch, and I looked it up, and he's very popular in the Syrian Canadian socialist.
I can believe that because he has a
I'm kidding. I mean, that was a joke.
I really believed it. Though.
I'm about to say he got the Quaker look.
Canadian, but he's also a socialist. But I mean,
he got the Quaker look. He got the.
They ain't buying shirts.
he got the Quaker look. Hey guys, guess what, y'all?
We know, Marissa. That's why we're barely talking about it.
We're 45 minutes in, y'all, and we only on like the third subject. We got to do.
And you know what? We have a commercial, so.
Hold on. Time out.
Let's just finish this segment.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's finish this segment.
Okay, so no more. Go ahead. Let's do it, guys.
So Big E got new shirts. Sami Zayn's jealous, and they've got Kalisto, who apparently is now a face. Apollo as Big E sort of cheering crowd there, and then they made up like a stick finger shirt on a white t-shirt for Sami Zayn, and he's so mad he's going to Hulk Hogan rip it apart, but he can't rip it, and he's like, "Oh, my hand! Don't hurt your hand!" And that's the whole thing he's doing, like a Iron Mike Sharp, Ace Orton, arm brace thing. Mm-hmm. Now take it to commercial. We will come back for the match.
That was good. That was a great way to segue to commercial. Good job, Beaver Dose. All right, guys.
Get one segment out of the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review. While you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on these beautiful social media platforms known as Facebook and Twitter at Unpopular Review. But there's another one. Give us a follow on Instagram. We got funny pictures, we got updates, and we have things where we tell you everything that's going on. So why don't you give us a follow on Instagram at unpopular.review. And now, back to the show.
Hey, hold on. Let me make sure it's Mike. Yeah, we're back. I don't know who does that voiceover, but that's incredible. But yeah, we get a match between Sami Zayn against Big E. What do you guys think about this match?
Hated it.
Hated it.
Steven, you take this one.
Another time filler match. To give Big E some more, I guess, some screen time. Because like I said, I like this slow burn that they're giving him, and I just wanted to keep riding. Do we think him with I want to see him with a nice Intercontinental title reign, at least give him 6 to 9 months with it, add some prestige, because the U.S. title and the Intercontinental actually got it, but the IC title has become more of a mundane title in my eyes, and it used to have so much prestige with it. Like, you knew you were the next guy in line when you got that title, and now since the Miz had it, it has not been any of that.
Miz ruins everything.
And so I would want to see the IC Big E get it and have a nice reign to add some prestige to it. But this match was, like I said, was another filler match. It got E some time and got Sami some time, so because of the internet warriors who've been paying attention to his tweets and things like that. So it was for what it was, filler, and I give it a C. Hold on, who got the win? Was it Sami?
Sammy got the
win in a way that they want you to think was a clever heel, but they're doing that too much, and this was actually dumb AF.
And that's where that's where they're going wrong. Like, do I like the little interchanges of how he wins by hook, wink, or hook or crook? Yeah, I like that because it takes me back to the old days a little bit when you had people like Shawn Michaels or Mr. Perfect or Rick Rude or the shit. I'll even take it to the Mountie and Jeff Jarrett. Like when they win the belt, they put their legs on the ropes, grab some tights or things like that. So it's kind of cool, but they're overdoing it. Like I don't want to see him win like that every match. I want to see it be different.
And he also had control of this match and then did the same Montez Ford thing. He wasted time, the dumb baby face. Also, one thing that's a new little pet peeve of mine, and I didn't even notice until someone else pointed out, but they're no longer saying title shots or championship match. They're always saying a title opportunity. So in this case, if Big E won,
when would he was
going to earn a title opportunity at some time in the future.
Down the road.
What the hell is that? You know what? I typed down the road, but I thought that was just me being colloquial. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? But it was, I mean, basically what happened. It's like Sami ran around the ring. Big E was chasing him. Sami went under the ring. The ref starts the double count out. Sami climbs out around 7 or 8, and he's kicking Big E so that he can't. 9, Sami goes in. He wins by DQ, and he was still complaining about his merchandise and the whole thing. It was just.
So you gentlemen feel like
cringe.
The whole count out victories that Sami, because this isn't the first time Sami did it. He did it with Apollo Crews. I don't know if he did it ever since. But he's been doing it a lot lately. But you feel like they have been overdoing.
It's every match. If he did it every 3 match, I mean, Sami Zayn can wrestle. He's been wrestling for 15 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, I respect the chicken shit heel, but Flair won matches. Tully Blanchard won matches. Kurt Hennig won matches.
Disco Inferno won matches.
Absolutely.
Well,
he did win matches. Oh my god.
You can't see my hips, but they're moving in perfect rhythm.
Oh, you too? Oh, you didn't see me. You didn't see my hands. I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Look at my hands.
I can tell. Of course, we've got the same rhythm because we're a tag team.
There we go. We do.
There's some quick trivia for you guys right here, and I'm gonna do this move, and I'm gonna see if who can get it first, whether it's you guys or the viewers. But who move was this in the 90s?
Oh, that's Alex Wright.
Oh, yeah, no, he's right. He beat me to it, but yeah, no, he's right. Right, because Disco did this and Alex did that. What was Alex Wright's gimmick in 1999? Or it was in 98, 99?
The leather jacket, just the black leather jacket.
Later on, he came as like in a suit, like it was a fancy pants.
Oh, yeah.
The wall was his bodyguard.
Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin, and the wall was the Berlin Wall.
Yeah. And I mean,
now, hold on, not to jump subject real quick, but the fact that we just brought Alex Wright and Disco Inferno on them up, can we say that was some of the most entertaining TV title matches with like him, Disco Inferno, Mark Murrow? I mean, not Mark Murrow. Johnny B. Bad. Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad was a great character.
He was he? I missed that.
This is the typical, and that's why I didn't like the whole Lana and Lashley and Rusev thing, because WWE fucks up mergers when they allow the spouses and stuff to be a part of it. Because there's no way Mark Murrow, even after the shit was saved, like he couldn't have. I don't know who he pissed off in the back. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he did, but as athletic and talented as he was in the ring, you can't tell me he couldn't have a decent run in WWF. Like, and you can tell.
I would give this one to you, Evodos, because I missed a lot of Mark. I've heard of him, but I missed that era.
Now, someone I went to junior high school and high school with, they're cousins, so I actually know him a little bit through that. Okay. Mark Murrow. He found all religion. Like he's got like a whole thing. Like he's a do-gooder.
He's a motivated speaker now, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But he's all the way, religious, evangelical, or serious. He might be Catholic. I'm not sure. I know.
Like Ted DiBiase.
But it doesn't matter what his denomination is. But listen, Sable was more important to WWF than Mark Merrow was.
Because he was a minority talent and she was a blonde Caucasian.
He's not minority. He's Italian.
I mean, but that tan they put on him and him coming from the Johnny B. Bad area.
Yeah, I believe me. I thought he wasn't also. No,
he got to be mixed.
Sicilian. I mean, so
I think he mixed. I think he Italian. And
he's mixed somewhere generations ago, but not directly. He's Italian. His first cousin is Harami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I thought so too. But
hey, Nancy.
Yeah, but no. Sable was more important to them than he was, and frankly, they made the right call. He was never going to be on Playboy twice, and she traded up with Brock.
But see, when
Brock is the greatest on earth besides The Rock. So
wait, if he was on Playboy, I think if he was on Playboy, I think I'd be upset. And listen,
if he was zombie apocalypse, I want to be with Brock.
You know what? I have that same sentiment until
Norman Reedus in Walking Dead when it was good.
Until you hear about Kurt Hennig kicking his ass, and then when you watch
who's that? Kurt Hennig. Yeah, like that's actually a trivia because like people would not realize, but Kurt Hennig was the first person to pin Brock Lesnar.
No, I'm talking about he beat his ass in real life on the plane.
Disregard then. My apologies.
What'd you say, Jeff?
Are you talking about Kurt Angle or Kurt Hennig?
No, I'm talking about Kurt Hennig when they was on the flight on overseas.
Yeah, it was called like the Flight of Hell. I remember that in 2002.
Because they hit the 2002. Door. They hit the door, and the door.
Brock learned to fight after that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, until he fought Alistair Overeem and got punched in the gut. But anyway,
he's done all right for himself in the fight game.
No, he is.
Well, Bobby Lashley is undefeated.
You guys are.
Listen, the one founding principle of my podcast, Hammerlock Hangover, is that we are pro Smashley. And we were pro Smashley way before it was cool. And by the way, I liked the Lana angle. So take that.
Oh, man. That's
how pro Smashley. And Smashley is so cool. He wants a divorce. He just says, I want a divorce. And he's got it. He's divorced. No judges needed. He's divorced.
Hold on, Jeff. Listen to me. The only reason why I didn't like it is because of what it has done to the actual married couples when you include them in storylines.
Yeah, but they're still married.
But that's the only reason why I like it, or I took back my stance to an extent because it didn't affect their marriage. Then when you hear Rusev talk about it, he say how he was cool with it and how Bobby came and talked to him and shit. Him and Lana and Bobby's wife even went to dinner and everything, and so everybody was fine with it. So that's the thing. Like I said, okay, cool. So they didn't do a Miss Liz. They didn't do a Stephanie and Tess and China and Triple H. Like
it's a different era, my man. They're not traveling as much. There's less drugs. It's more of a profession. There's You
think it's less drugs, or you think Vince just be lying about the wellness?
No, I mean I don't think it has to do with Vince. I think the talent themselves are less involved.
Yeah.
I think we're in such a different time now where people are more aware of like I think the 80s, and if you compare the 80s to
90s, 90s too.
And 90s too. No, you can do not. But I think 80s was the height of it, and I could be wrong, but I feel like 80s.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you all the way wrong. I'm gonna say the 90s. I'm gonna say the 90s was the height of it because look at all the stars we've lost from the 90s.
I think 80s was
the star,
like the partying, crazy kind of drugs, acid, LSD, cocaine, steroids. But I think that AIDS sort of settled that down a little bit, made it worse in some communities. But crack was really a 90s thing, and then meth, and then smack, like cheap drugs, like heroin became smack, cocaine became crack, and then you got into meth and the yachts, and you got these things that could kill. You could get you addicted, and then doctors are writing the prescriptions for opioids. So, I mean, I don't know what's worse. I think it's probably all bad, and
it's all like you can't even.
Weed is great. Weed is great, and mushrooms are excellent.
You want to know something? I don't want to get too off track, but actually, with magic mushrooms, you actually cannot overdose on magic mushrooms.
At all.
They link to a particular protein in your brain, and once they absorb that protein, it's like
get no
too
higher.
long for that protein to redevelop that you cannot overdose.
Get no higher.
Well, there you go.
And DC just legalized mushrooms.
So did Oregon.
Huh. Well, there you go. Then and now you just and there you go.
Very informative show tonight. Not on SmackDown, but it's very informative.
Okay, back to the show, people. Back to the
show. We'll get to these quick 2 promos because we got Bayley. She does a promo. She pretty much hopes that Carmella gets the win. She pretty much continuing her feud, not necessarily her feud with Sasha Banks, but making it clear that she hopes Sasha Banks loses. She thinks Sasha is overrated. Bianca interrupts her and pulls out a whole bunch of receipts in there saying like, yeah, well, you was the team captain, but you got eliminated first. So pretty much still add some seasoning to this feud between her and Bayley. Just a quick. I mean, do you guys want to digest this real quick?
I just say a quick word just to have some dialogue on it. Do I like? I like this because we all know Bianca, when they do face Bianca, is gonna get the win. I like it, especially after the run that Bayley's coming off of, and it's a test to Bayley that she understands the talent that Bianca is, so she's going with the put over. I don't like the clapping of the hands and the. Oh my God! It's just so stereotypical with Bianca. Like, I get it; she's today's modern African American woman wrestler. So when you look on the gram, that's what you see, all that. So I get it, okay. But it's just, I think they kind of overdoing it, like with the Montez.
Do you think when she does the clapping of her hands, do you think that's WWE telling her, or do you think that's Bianca doing it?
I'm gonna be honest. I believe it's her, but I believe the writing or when they try to inject it or have her inject it, I think sometimes it's forced. Like you can tell when it's a natural hand clap because we've dealt with Black women and how when that hand clap comes, whether it's your mother, whether it's your aunt, whether it's your grandmother, whether it's a woman you're dealing with.
The only time my mother ever clapped, it was a belt when it was that.
So mess. My mother did this point. She pointed at you, and on the third one, that's when the slap was coming. And I made the fatal mistake one day of ducking that smack on the third point.
Oh man, we're talking mother's story. Oh man, we be all.
I got hit with a Javante Davis uppercut, and was on the back looking up at my mother. I never forget it. But anyway, back to Bianca. Like I said, we already know what's going with it. I like the slowness that they're doing with it. Next segment.
What do you want to? Do you want to dissect a little bit on this?
I'm gonna say Jeff shook his head no.
No.
Oh, you shook it. I just want to say I am glad. This is great for Bianca. I think I said this before, but I think this is a great for her because this is a big win. I mean, she has to win, but it all depends on WWE's writing. But she needs to win. I think barely. Like, it doesn't hurt her if she loses. It doesn't hurt.
One comment. I am sorry.
Sure. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sir.
When I didn't mind the part where she pulled out the paper and listed sort of the accomplishments. That I thought was clever. But when you say receipts in wrestling, she should have decked her. Because receipts mean something very specific.
Yeah. I get what that means.
So she could have said, let's take a look at the list S or something like that, or my accomplishment S.
But see,
or whatever it is.
And Jeff, in our community, and like I said, that's the whole thing that they doing with Bianca, giving her more of a social media type, persona and things like that. And that in this area, in this era, receipts don't mean that. Receipts mean proof. It don't mean.
Well, I understand that that's what receipts means, in the rest of the world, but in wrestling, it means something.
You hit me.
If you hit me hard, I'm going to hit you hard.
Maybe she could have done the same thing and said, "Oh, there's one last receipt that I almost forgot."
Boom. Yeah.
That would have been great because as you point that out, that would have been great because as wrestling fans, we know what certain wrestling terms mean. So when you hear receipt, you would have said, "Oh, that was a play on this word."
I got one more receipt for you. Receive this or something, and then and walking away. But anyway,
can we give a happy birthday shout out to Rey Mysterio?
Yes, Rey Mysterio. Yeah,
So
Charmaine was pointing that out. Yeah, Charmaine was pointing that out completely.
Yeah,
Happy
now.
The Human Dart, the first
96.
Human Dart.
How much is he?
That was 96 when Kevin Nash threw. Oh my God, 1996. Yeah,
no, I think he's 96 now. Isn't he? His 96?
I think they said 46.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's shrinking like a little old woman.
Oh my God, we're gonna get into actually that segment.
He off the HGH.
He's off.
So we got after the Bailey promo, Roman Reigns.
System is all he's on. He's on Dolo. That Golo.
He's on Dolo.
You want cake? No.
Look at you guys. We got Roman. He has this promo. I mean, he sees a video from last week where he pretty much attacks Kevin Owens and Jey Uso.
Hold on, you forgot that Carmella was doing an interview and her sommelier is recovered. His clothes aren't even
You know what? Take over, Kevin. I mean, I called you Kevin. Why did I call you Kevin? Oh my God, I'm over the place.
Well,
we're not bitches anymore. You're not Kevin. You're Evil Dose.
Okay, this is more nitpicking on SmackDown, but this is what I do. Because before the break, you see Heyman and Reigns walking, so that's what we're going to see next. So we come back. No, we see Carmella giving an interview, basically the same stuff she's saying before. Her manservant, who I never got his name, who must be a PC wrestler or whatever, her sommelier is recovered and standing there like this. And she also made an allusion early in the night that he's also her boy toy for other purposes when it so pleases
Which is weird, though. Isn't that weird? Because everyone knows.
I think it's inappropriate as well. I mean,
okay, fair enough. So carry on.
If they want to do that, I mean, I don't mean to come off as being like the guilty old white guy, but if you're gonna do that gimmick, make it a white guy. You know,
but see, that's them promoting interracial equality.
I don't know. Well, okay, sure, but couldn't they find a different role for him? I mean, aren't there maybe in Retribution or one of Corbin's Knights? I mean,
I totally agree with you, Evil Dose. I totally agree with you.
I mean, but make it Lars Sullivan. He's got nothing to do.
Where is he? Like, where is Lars Sullivan?
Don't say it a third time because he might appear. All right. So after that, we get a recap of the entirety of the Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens stuff. We see that Reigns is watching it also backstage because he can't possibly remember it. We get KO's music. He goes to the ring. Roman gives permission to an over-anxious teenager to go teach him a lesson. That happens to be Jey Uso. Kevin Owens doing a promo in the ring. He's going under the ring. He's throwing in tables, ladders, and chairs. Basically, his promo is like, you've been talking about my family. You shouldn't have talked about my family. All these things are my friends. Those, talking about the inanimate objects, the opus of it, or the
chair, the table. Yeah,
exactly. It builds to him climbing the ladder. He's going to climb back to the top because he's at the top of the ladder, and you're just the head of the table. And at that point, Jey Uso attacks him with a chair, beats him down with the chair, but just when you think it's over, it's like Kevin Owens, his Universal Soldier, gets up, beats up Jay some more. Roman comes up. You hear his music with Paul Heyman, and Owens is saying taunting him, and then Heyman does a whole little speech. All of a sudden, Heyman's in charge. All of a sudden, he can speak, saying, "You're the tribal chief. You're the tribal chief. You do it on your terms. On your terms. He's making the terms. This isn't his show. This is your show," which is fine, except for the past 6 weeks, Roman's like, "You don't talk, I talk." So all of a sudden, like, Heyman's like a traditional manager when that hasn't been before. So more nitpicking, but I'm not really liking what's going on with this bloodline thing. I would like for them to have, 2 or 3 seasons or 2 or 3 years as a strong faction before all this crap happens. It's all way too NWA power speed for me. Anyway, so they walk away. They decide to back off. So Owens is still, acting like his knee is injured. Jay is dead.
He was selling that.
Yeah. So Owens takes a chair and he's chasing after Roman Reigns, but he's so angry that he gets distracted by Caleb Braxton and stops for an interview where he proceeds to say the same thing on the microphone that he just said to another microphone. And of course, Roman Reigns attacks him with a chair from behind, beats the crap out of him, and basically talks to the camera saying to Owens' family, "I'm going to take the food off your table. See what he's doing to his family. He's forcing me to do this. I'm your tribal chief." So now he's tribal chief of Canadians too. He's
a tribal chief of all universe, right? But he hasn't attacked us yet, and just said he's a tribal chief of UPR.
Now that said, for this SmackDown, I mean, the beatdown was pretty good. It was pretty brutal. It was pretty convincing. And somewhere in the real scrap, Owens did get a cut under his eye, so he'll probably have a
he was bleeding.
Yeah, that was real. That was hard way, but so that was fine. But I mean, it was just more filler. I mean, does anyone believe Kevin Owens is being Roman Reigns?
I was going to ask you boys that. I don't. I was talking to my oldest nephew, and as we talk about wrestling, and he was like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "Well, WrestleMania, I don't see anyone because I don't have an actual structure yet, but I think eventually, and I don't know when, but I think Big E takes the title. Like, do I see Kevin Owens? No." No, no one thinks Big E? Not ever, or just not now?
Not yet.
I'm gonna say this, and this just to piggyback off what Evil Dose was saying. I'm gonna need for this bloodline faction to start forming a little faster, but also with that, like we already know, we're not getting him in the Rock until 2022 mainly. We already know that.
Do anyone? Yeah. Okay. You said 2022.
Yeah, because Rock already said it's not happening unless the fans are there, and then that Mania in 2022 is 2 months before his 50th birthday. So what that you go out.
Wait, how old is The Rock? He's 48.
Yeah, he'll be in 2022. 2 months after Mania, The Rock, and that's May. Yeah, that's May or August or April.
Okay,
but he'll be 50. So with that being
5 years older than John Oliver.
So he don't want to that around that time it'll be understood where the fans will be and things like that. So
right.
Now, do I think we're about to get a whole 2-year run of Roman being the champion? No, but I don't see Big E doing.
And you know what the rumor is?
They're saying Drew will end up coming.
The Goldberg dance is 2 matches a year. Wins the title, loses the title.
But even. I do see him facing Goldberg, right? But does anyone really think Goldberg beats Roman?
Yes, one person, Vince McMahon.
I see it happening like we got with The Fiend. I see it happening at a Saudi show.
I'm telling you, if he's in a title match, he's got 2 matches a year.
Yep.
He wins a title, loses the title.
I don't think he beats. I think with. So okay, cool. So let's have this conversation.
Do you think we have any influence in the universe? Because if they do, I'm okay with Goldberg and Ed doing a cinematic spear versus spear match. That could be nostalgia. That's okay. I don't want either one of them to fight.
Hold on, wait. Evil Dose. That's actually cool. So you said a spear versus spear match, right? Right. Okay, cool. So you said they have a spear versus spear match. So let me ask you this, right? They have a cinematic spear versus spear match, right? Goldberg come from this corner, Edge come from this corner. They hit a spear. When they hit the spear, is there an explosion and then like you get what I'm saying? And then
sure, it's gonna be like Dragon Ball Z was that like Fujita and Mercury are combined, and then
so Jeff, let me ask you this:
asteroid hitting the Earth.
Okay, so you get my reference.
But let me ask you this: how do we get that match if Edge is on Raw?
I will tell you how. Strategery.
I mean, because what I'm saying is,
how do they get it? Here's how they get it. The general manager announces that there's been a trade that SmackDown has acquired Edge for future consideration.
I mean, have you guys seen the rumor matches for?
But see, that's why I said I think we're gonna see Roman and Goldberg before we see that because
I think so too. I'm trying to put juju in the world to stop that from happening. I think that's what's going to happen. I just hate it.
I hate it too because the fact that even with Goldberg,
Rue. Her name is Rue. It means reddish in Latin.
Oh yeah, Rue.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So once again, Seth Rollins ruins everything, including childbirth.
I think that was Becky. I did name her that.
No, Seth ruins everything. Becky at least would have come up with an Irish name, not Latin.
You see, I'm not gonna lie. I actually believe Steaming because like when I heard what you said, Rue means reddish. I was assuming that was connection, but there you go.
Yeah, that's the connection. But it's Seth's stupid idea. Because if you've seen her, because when they're pregnant,
you can't dye your
hair done. She's got brown hair.
Yep.
Like like mine used to look.
It's funny because in the chat, but we'll talk about it off air. I'll save this off air. But I remember something you said in the chat, but I'll say that for off air. But carry on. This segment about Kevin Owens. Yeah, I don't see Kevin Owens.
I'm done with my part on my rant.
No, like I was saying, Roman looked like the typical champ, beating him up backstage and all that.
Oh, he destroyed him.
So it was cool to, the whole talking to his kids and wife and all that. The whole, like I said, just this whole. I want the bloodline and I'm ready for it, but the way they building it is going a little bit too slow for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like we already know what they're heading to. I guess that's what's the problem with the internet and shit like that, and us being internet fans too. That you already like, and it goes to their predictable booking to where you already knew once Roman came back talking tribal chief. The only way you add substance to it is to have him face The Rock. So.
Yeah. Here's the only other thing that I would find acceptable and interesting, and it makes sense. Brock, and it's a feud basically over Paul. Whose side is Paul on? And that way you can protect them both. But
as long as Brock is a free agent and he's not signed, we don't know when that's going to happen.
Brock isn't signing any place else. He's either not signing or he's going to WWE. Who's going to give him $10 million a year to show up 12 times a year?
And he's not, the way AEW going, they're not about to pay him all that money just for him to be a.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be paying him. I
don't see $2 or $3 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see him going elsewhere. He's WWE for life. But just to keep moving on, and we could chat about it towards the end. All the stuff with Kevin Owens. We got the Riot Squad against Billy Kay and Natty. The only piece I want to say, the only thing I want to sit here and say is they split up the Iconics for whatever reason, and they decided to do that. And yet, it just seemed like they made the Iconics on tag teams regardless. Like I just don't understand that booking.
And then Natty berates Billy Kay, which is a repeat of the story from, I don't know, 3 months ago when she berated Lana about it, almost to the point of Billy Kay crying over it. It's just terrible. And Natty is a surprise. I was hoping maybe we get a surprise like Sonya Deville, or they brought up Raquel Gonzalez, or no, Natty. I mean, Natty is the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division.
And that's only because she's older, and
that's the thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Steeman. Go ahead.
And her role for the women is just the grizzled vet, the old vet, and she's more in a player coach role. So I'm glad that they finally did break up the Iconics, because the Iconics was just such a reminder of the Divas division to me. And if you was going into this whole women's evolution and the women have something to wrestle and woo, to have them in together, I'm glad they split them up. But oh man, I just don't like that.
So Charmaine says, who has a gold spear? But I think she meant to say, who has a good spear? Roman, Edge, Goldberg, or Caitlyn? I think Goldberg always had the best spear of all of them.
Who the hell is Caitlyn?
Bruce Jenner.
I think I'm laughing because I think you're serious, but I'm laughing. But this segment here, it just bothers me that they broke up the. And look, I don't want to sit here and say, oh, I was a big Iconic fan, but I just felt like the biggest problem with this company is that they love splitting up tag teams, and then they put other people in tag teams. So, yeah, Natalia, Natty, and Billy get the loss. I said Iconics. Oh my God, the Riot Squad gets to win. There's not much to dissect into this, gentlemen. We got Chad Gable, and Otis. They have an interview interrupted by Nakamura and Cesaro. And I'll get into this real quickly. But they pretty much. I was surprised because I felt like this was the debut match for tag team match.
I just sent you guys something. I just sent you guys something. It's mostly for Steam, and check on that.
Okay.
But maybe you can put it on the screen. I don't know.
I know I'm on my phone, so I don't know if I can do that.
All right, it's fine.
Well, carry on. You gentlemen, what did you think about this tag team match? I mean, I was actually really surprised that I was really surprised on the outcome, but carry on.
Listen, they did the training scene, and in contrast to NXT, where I love that training scene, this training scene was stupid. It was sort of like reminiscent of Star Wars on the Millennium Falcon with Luke Skywalker with the blindfolding. And then Cesaro and Nakamura came up to him. They looked like the skyscrapers. They looked like they were giants next to Gable and Otis. It was a terrible visual. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why they broke up Otis's tag team to put him in yet another tag team, and then they lost. Cesaro put him, Cesaro and Nakamura won just fine, and I don't know. The heels won, and then later on Gable was pretending like he did it on purpose because it was a learning lesson. The story was as though Otis had the match won, and Gable's like, tag me. So Otis was about to do the caterpillar. Muchas gracias. Oh, la sacaria. Oh.
What that mean? What that mean? What she say?
So she's saying that I'm very handsome.
That's your partner?
That's my partner.
She's amazing. She's your support system. She's your backbone. Hey Jeff, I love her for the way she supports you.
I love her for the way she supports me too. She's great. And she is the producer of Garden of Doom. She's the one that really makes the technology.
Hey, there you go.
That's right. I can't do anything without her. And why would I? Why would I want to?
Hey, Jeff, I'm gonna start some shit now. If she listening,
oh great.
If she listening,
great. She is listening.
If she listening, tell her put a ring on it, baby.
Dude. I'm 52. She's 46. That doesn't carry the same weight it does in your decade bracket.
Hold on, hey Jeff, I've been married 6 years. I just want you to be miserable like me.
Oh, I was married for 17 years. So.
Oh shit, you did a life sentence.
Yeah, well, obviously not.
What are you talking about?
No, chapter 2 on Days of Our Lives will be next Wednesday night when we continue this. All right, so. Basically, Gable, blew it when he got tagged in and they lost. So anyway, the backstage segment was Gable saying that was a learning lesson because you had the match won and you shouldn't have tagged me in, but that's okay. I meant for that to happen. It's all part of the Alpha Academy teaching methods. It was dumb as hell.
He came off like a heel in this segment to me.
Like he's been coming off like a heel since the first time he started interacting with Otis. Like he's on some evil midget mastermind. I'm sorry, little people, dwarf master. I'm sorry.
Matt Gable is the Brandy Rhodes of WWE. He's a face 1 second, he's a heel the next second. Just can't decide. Which, by the way, the two most realistic characters in wrestling.
And so. Like, can we all say we already know what's going on or what's going to end up happening with this? So one way or another, Otis going to either see or hear about Chad Gable calling him a big dumb loaf, and then they're going to end up having a couple matches or a little feud. Like, we already know that's coming. Right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, well, eventually.
Right.
Oh, she's saying nice to meet you, and really, she's met the bad guy several times.
I was on air with y'all on Wednesday when she came and joined.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, she's very polite that way. She's very
nice to meet you too, darling.
Mucho
very old world values.
Mucho gracias. And hold on, tell me something else, Jeff.
I know Caitlin was Charmaine. I was just kidding.
There you go.
Teach me something else, Jeff. I said mucho gracias. Tell me something to say I appreciate it.
De nada is thank you. Is you're welcome.
De nada
is you're welcome.
De nada.
So wait, what segment will we? But Chad Gable, and I'll let you guys take the floor, and then we'll do one more commercial break because then we're just gonna
Hold on, let me tell Chris something. If Chris you watching, fuck the commercials, man. We going through the rest of the show, man. Everybody know we got entertainment during the week. We got Raw Monday night. We got AEW versus NXT on Wednesday. We got the SmackDown review on Friday. Entertainment is what, Saturday or Thursday? I forgot.
What, for entertainment?
Yeah.
It's usually Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday we do Black Lightning. So I guess that's part of entertainment.
And then we got I don't know if we're doing a pre-show for TLC and a post-show, but if we are,
TLC is this Sunday, right? Or is that next Sunday? That's next Sunday, right? I'm sorry, I mix everything up because WWE the way. But go ahead, carry on.
we got those coming up. So make sure y'all tuning in for those. And like I said, if y'all watch us on the entertainment, y'all watch us on Raw, y'all gonna know when the next shows are.
Like, share, subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your parents,
share on your
tell your mom
page.
Unless she's gonna beat you like Steven's mom did. Well, even if she does, we don't really care if you get beaten.
Oh no, guess what? My mother, she's my mom in heaven, but guess what she said?
I heard you earlier.
She said you give them hell. She told me, she said
I listen to every word.
Hey, you know what, Jeff?
Evil Dose listens to everything. I absorb everything in my brain.
Tell him you're not the Dark Order. You're the
Darker Order.
And you know what? Make sure y'all sharing on your Tinder page. You sharing on your
definitely on Tinder. Absolutely. And if you're on Tinder watching us, I mean to interrupt you, but if you're on Tinder and you're watching us, thank you. Like, there's so many other things you should be doing on Tinder, but you're watching us on Tinder. So
you might be on Christian Mingle. To the LGBT.
Oh God, no.
How about the farmers couple?
You might be on Plenty of Fish. You might be on into the LGBT.
I'm a dairy farmer. You're a dairy farmer.
I'm born.
I hate you. Lie on Plenty of Fish. I was on there and I was like, yeah, I can't swim, so I left. But there you go. We're all over these places that I had no idea, and we might be getting our pink slips after this.
Look, this is
all right. Well, we're going to go to the next segment because it was a rehash of the Murph. Oh, sorry.
Hold on. To all the viewers that's watching, everybody that commented, if you
get your whole face on the screen. We're just seeing your nose down.
If you have not subscribed,
it's like you're in witness protection.
If you have not subscribed to the YouTube page, by all means, but during this show. After the show, go subscribe. Subscribe. Go subscribe to the YouTube page, y'all. Like real live.
Is subscrewing when you substitute who you usually screw? What the hell is subscrew?
Hey, you know what?
Is that like swinging?
I plead the fifth.
All right. That's a post-production conversation. All right. So back to our going. They give us a rehash of that great Rey Mysterio, Murphy, Baron Corbin segment where they brought back the Forgotten Sons, who are no longer the Forgotten Sons. They're remembered, but they don't have that name anymore. They are with Baron Corbin in the back, who was about to be interviewed by, I don't know who this was, but the Forgotten Sons sort of stop her like security, use a security wand to see if she's got any metal on her. Then they let her interview Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin like, bring it, Mysterio, and your redheaded stepchild Murphy. We're not family. I'm the king, and these are my knights of the Wolf's Court, and we're not family. But they've sworn fealty to me, which is stupid. I mean, sworn loyalty. I always heard blood is thicker than water. But anyway, so that was the thing. Then they tease the main event, early TLC match. We see the assistant sommelier again with champagne and some, on a table in the back. We see the silhouette dance intro. The curtains come down, and there's music. Graves is ecstatic. He cannot contain himself. Graves, I think the Graves probably had a boner under the announce table there.
Michael Cole must have felt very uncomfortable.
I'm sure he's good by now. So we get, this is interesting. This is a little side note, a little inside baseball, because then we get the boss time entrance, and on the banner where it lists accomplishments, it said
Sasha
cousin, which is interesting because Snoop Dogg is on a Turner show, and so the whole thing was she's going to be buried because Snoop Dogg's going to appear on AEW because they're cross promoting, and so that was a whole little internet rumor. So it was. I don't know if they did it on purpose to sort of counter that. That seems a little clever for WWE. So if they did do that for that, good on them. That's actually clever because they're not usually clever like that. They generally don't acknowledge the rest of the world.
I'll give another instance. I hate to interrupt you, Jeff. When they acknowledge. Did I do that? But no, like even when they acknowledged Dean Ambrose contract situation, it was so much talk on the internet about it that where they had to acknowledge that. That's why I think they acknowledged and shouted out Snoop, like because of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. So anyway, then they told us the WWE now has some programming streaming on Peacock, so I guess another platform to watch some WWE content. They also kept plugging that the bump is going to be on the free WWE network, which makes me wonder. I don't watch the bump, but it makes me wonder if I have the paid WWE network, am I not getting it because I'm not free?
It's on YouTube too.
Which would annoy me if I was going to watch it, which I'm not going to, but it's still sort of irritating.
Right.
Anyway, they also told us that SmackDown is on FS1 next week because there's college football. It better be a good game. And they're stacking the show. It's going to be Bianca Belair against Bayley, and we're having a tag team title match with the Street Profits against the Two Aces. Woo! But they called them Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, so you couldn't even call them their tag team name. Well, she wasn't. All right, so then we come to the match. Carmella is yelling a lot. She's really healing it up, but it's in a good way because there's no crowd, so she's making noise. Actually, Carmella is probably the most improved wrestler not named Raquel Gonzalez over the last year and a half, and Carmella hasn't been on for 9 months, so she's gotten a lot better. I give her credit.
Well, when you say that, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but when you say that, you mean like in ring work, she's actually been a lot better?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah. In-ring work, everything. She's put things together. Anyway, the beginning of the story is that whatever Sasha's moves are, Carmella can counter it. And so, that was part of it. She never could have done that 2 years ago.
Right.
But then, Sasha gets some offense in, but then Carmella does a face plant to Sasha on the apron. Of course, we go to break because they're on the floor, so we have to go to break. We come back, match. Carmella has a submission called the Code of Silence, but she doesn't have it locked in all the way. I don't know if it was a botch or if that was part of it, but Sasha reverses it into the bank statement. At that point, or around that point, the sommelier tosses a bottle of champagne to distract it. Sasha beats him up a little bit more and chases him out. And then she apparently loses her shit and is going crazy and is beating up Carmella so bad in the corner that she gets disqualified for not breaking it after the 5 count in the corner. So Sasha gets disqualified for brutality. Then she keeps beating up the sommelier again. Carmella then attacks her from behind. She puts her head in the champagne ice chiller. She then takes a bottle of what's supposed to be champagne but was clearly wine, fake wine, and breaks it full across her back. The fake glass spreads all over the place. She pours herself a glass of champagne, takes a sip, and then she shakes it stone cold way and shoots the stream all over the place, including on Sasha. And then she's trash talking. And I'll say that of the show, this was by far the best part from the beginning of it to the end. Their promos and the signing in the beginning was sort of weak. But this saved the show. So it took it for me from a F to a D+.
To a D+. There you go. What about you?
Well, he gave it a B earlier. He gave it a solid B.
I gave it a solid B because
I've been waiting this whole time to give my grade.
And I'll say, on that alone, what you just said, how Carmella and Sasha saved the show. It was real. It took me back to I didn't even see that they were women in the ring. It took me back to the champ been taking so much bullshit from the challenger that they just like, you know what? Fuck getting the victory. I'm going to just punish it. And
right.
So that was refreshing.
You know what, Dan? I can't say you're wrong. I really can't say that you're wrong. But I gave it a D+, but I was at an F before this. And because this was 25 minutes of the show or close to that, I couldn't give it a failing grade. And some of the Roman Reigns stuff was pretty good, and some of the Sami Zayn stuff was, and Big E was sort of entertaining. I mean, there were parts, but they were few and far between until the last couple segments. But but the last couple segments were real. I keep saying it, but they were really good.
I missed this part, and that's why I was asking, like, hey, did you guys see this so you guys can walk me through it? But I would give this.
Too honest. Pretend you saw it.
Oh, I did see it. No, I saw it, and I saw that.
Hold on. You want them to act like Ricky, and then you got to correct.
Oh my God!
Do not throw Ricky under the bus just because the golden standard is no longer a tag team doesn't mean that I've abandoned him.
Hey Jeff, guess what? That was just like me talking about Chris uneven hairline.
Oh my Lord!
I'm not getting involved in your reindeer games. You can get involved in mine.
Or David sounding and being shaped like a butch lesbian. But
so I was gonna sit here and say, so pretty much we didn't get a winner, and we're gonna pretty much get a match at TLC next Sunday for the women's title. Like they hyped it up just to make it like, oh, they're gonna have this match, and we're gonna get a.
Well, we all know Sasha's not losing.
No, I see Sasha keeping that title till Mania.
I think so.
I think till Mania. I see that being the thing, but
just because it's so
back in a week, but yeah,
just because there's so much hype on her title rings being short, and that's something that
I don't even think it's that. I think it's more of like, I think the match everyone's they're trying to get to is Sasha against Bianca. They even had a tag team. They were a tag team last week, right? Like for they had a show the same night as War Games. So I think the plan is, they're gonna eventually collide.
So I think we get Bianca winning the women's Rumble and. Now she's
I think she's going to get there by winning the feud with Bayley. I think you're going to get elimination in the women's Rumble and going after the Raw Championship.
Do you think we get a?
I'm sorry. Even those I didn't hear you. You say who going to win the Rumble and get a women's?
I didn't pick a name. I mean, I think it's either going to be Charlotte or Rhea or Raquel. Now, I wouldn't mind if they brought Io up and she won. Oh, is he frozen, or did he have a stroke because my answer was so bad?
No, Will, are you still there, buddy? No, I think he froze.
Call 911.
Will, are you still there, buddy? No, he froze. No, I was gonna add. I was trying to say, do you think that there's going to be an elimination chamber for next year? Do you think 2021 we still get an elimination chamber?
Why not?
Man, fair enough. No, because I was going to say, I think that's how, if she doesn't win the Rumble, I don't know who wins the Rumble, but maybe she wins like the Elimination Chamber or something like that.
Who's she? Who's the she?
Bianca. Like, if Bianca don't win the Royal Rumble, because I feel like the match is going to be Bianca and Sasha.
Well, I think that she's gonna earn that number one spot by winning a feud against Bayley.
Okay. Fair enough. So
I mean, she shouldn't need to do more than beating the former champ to get that number one slot. But you might be right. I mean, listen, one thing we've learned from AEW and Halloween Havoc is that gimmick matches with stakes brings people in. So yeah, why not?
There you go. And I forget goes on the bump Wednesday Roman. Okay.
First, he was okay.
I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not really sure what all this means, so maybe you can interpret it.
We got
UPR December 26th. We're promoting.
Wow. There you go,
in, folks. Tune in. Set your DVRs now.
Yeah, set your DVRs on the computer.
So, we don't want to know about your personal life. No. Good night. Sleep tight. Sleep
tight. Yes. As bad as no, I think.
What? As bad as Charlotte. Charlotte is the best female wrestler ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even if I'm not a big Charlotte fan, I think they've given her the title so many times, it's ridiculous. But I have never questioned her work ethic. I think that she's one of the best. Yeah, she's one of the best. She's easily one of the best.
She's the total package, and that's part of why people don't like her, because she's the total package, and she's got the last name. But I mean, she's built like an Amazon, and she's technically sound except for a moonsault, which sucks.
There you go, and Willie is here. So, I mean, gentlemen, is there any follow-up you guys want to put in for SmackDown? Because I think we've covered everything. I think we dissected very well on the show.
I just hope that we watched it so the audience didn't have to.
But there you go. See, that's what we do here in UPR. Like, oh, you missed SmackDown? Bad Guy Jack, Evil Dose, Steaming Willie. We're here to cover it for you guys. Gentlemen, you guys gave grades. I'm going to give it a C- because I think there was some great stuff here. But we're getting ready to call it. We're going to get ready to call it at home. So any last words before we get ready to cut the show?
Real quick,
check me out on Hammerlock Hangover, part of the UPR network, great wrestling podcast. We do deep dives. We're a little bit different. We go into the business end and the legal end as much as sort of a recap of the news of the week and the events. Also, my other podcast, Garden of Doom, which is an entirely different thing. Very little wrestling, if any, but I think you're going to like it. And Twitter, Icarus Fell MD.
Yeah, there you go. What about you, Stephen Willie?
Just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Evil Dose don't know it yet, but I'm gonna be a future guest on the Garden of Evil podcast.
That's gonna be great.
You tell me the things that you know, and you may be a guest.
I'll be honest. I have kind of a vast knowledge of whether it's entertainment, whether it's news, whether it's politics, whether I'm a movie buff, I'm a TV show buff. I have my finger on the pulse of what's going on. So
the garden is vast, my friend. Our roots cover lots of God. Not quite Idrisel, but almost there.
Well, wherever you want to go, if you throw a topic at me, I'm pretty sure I could talk about it educational wise and entertainment wise, as far as So I'm putting my name in the bin now. So yeah, I don't care what it is. You just throw me the topic. The next show
we can talk. What I've learned is that every person has something that they're very interested in that fits perfectly within the Garden of Doom.
Oh, hey,
and there you go. So with that all said, ladies and gentlemen, Bad Guy Jack, Evil Dose, Stephen Willie Beeman, we thank you for watching this edition of SmackDown, and we'll catch you again. What's that? Next Friday. So you already know the schedules. Monday after Raw, we're on. Tuesday there's Strike. Tuesday there's also Entertainment Edition. Wednesday after NXT AEW, we're on. Thursday another Entertainment Edition. Friday you can catch us here again. And Saturday, Black Lightning, and this Saturday we have Strike. There's a pay-per-view, and we're here at it. Like Evil Dose said, he has his podcast, The Hammerlock. What else you said? The Garden of
Doom.
Garden of Doom. I almost said Garden of Doom because it's the Doom of Garden. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching, and good night.
Stay evil.